After more than half a century, Boeing is set to roll its last 747 out of a Washington state factory on Tuesday. The jumbo jet, which has taken on numerous roles as a cargo plane, a commercial aircraft capable of carrying nearly 500 passengers, and as the Air Force One presidential aircraft, debuted in 1969. It was the largest commercial aircraft in the world and the first with two aisles, and it still towers over most other planes. The 747's design included a second deck extending from the cockpit back over the first third of the plane, giving it a distinctive hump that made the plane instantly recognizable and inspired a nickname, the Whale. More elegantly, the 747 became known as the Queen of the Skies. Military personnel watch as Air Force One, with President Donald Trump, aboard, prepares to depart at Andrews Air Force Base in MD, Friday, February 17, 2017. After more than half a century, Boeing is rolling its last 747 out of a Washington state factory, AP Newsroom. It took more than 50,000 Boeing employees less than 16 months to churn out the first 747. The company has completed 1,573 more since then. The weird-looking, fuel-efficient planes you could be flying in one day. But over the past 15 years or so, Boeing and its European rival Airbus released new wide-body planes with two engines instead of the 747-4. They were more fuel-efficient and profitable. Ticker security last change %. B. Barnes Group Inc. 40.14-1.30-3.14%. ETC Airbus SE 28.575-0.18-0.64%. Delta was the last U.S. airline to use the 747 for passenger flights, which ended in 2017, although some other international carriers continue to fly it, including the German airline Lufthansa. Ticker security last change %. DAL Delta Airlines Inc. 35.91 plus 0.12 plus 0.34%. Gleiche Deutsche Lufthansa AG 8.0101 minus 0.07 minus 0.87%. The final customer is the cargo carrier Atlas Air, which ordered 4 747-8 freighters early this year. The last was scheduled to roll out of Boeing's massive factory in Everett, Washington, on Tuesday night. A Boeing 747 in flight. A Boeing 747-8, Boeing's new passenger plane, takes its first flight, Sunday, March 20, 2011, at Payne Field in Everett, Wash. After more than half a century, Boeing is rolling its last 747 out of a Washington state factory on Tuesday night. AP FOT, AP Newsroom. Boeing's roots are in the Seattle area, and it has assembly plants in Washington state and South Carolina. The company announced in May that it would move its headquarters from Chicago to Arlington, Virginia. The move to the Washington, D.C., area puts its executives closer to key federal government officials and the Federal Aviation Administration, which certifies Boeing passenger and cargo planes. A Boeing 747-8, Boeing's new passenger plane, taxis for its first flight, Sunday, March 20, 2011, at Payne Field in Everett, Wash. After more than half a century, Boeing is rolling its last 747 out of a Washington state factory on Tuesday night. AP Newsroom. Boeing's relationship with the FAA has been strained since deadly crashes of its best-selling plane, the 737 MAX, in 2018 and 2019. The FAA took nearly 2 years, far longer than Boeing expected, to approve design changes and allow the plane back in the air. Boeing races to win congressional reprieve for new 737 MAX models.